What you gonna do when it's hot outside? Ooh, I know what. Listen to Vag. What you gonna do when the trains are down? Ooh, I know what. Listen to Vag.
Sorry.
Hi guys, we're talking musical comedy.
Hell yeah.
Do 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 do.
We do a little bit of music in here every now and then.
It's never good.
A dig joke with the tune.
Guys, our guest is Alex English.
Hey.
Alex English is so funny.
Yes.
I always said if I had a writing team, I would definitely pick you for it.
Really?
Yeah, you're hilarious.
You're great on Twitter.
You're great on Twitter, and you check off both boxes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I love both of y'all too.
Do
There's
you?
nothing I would rather be doing on my last few days of my Black History Month. Running
Thank
late
you.
for a White Ladies podcast in the car.
We're also running late.
Thanks for trusting us.
I'll always. You're the only two.
Yeah, you're.
That means a lot though. I appreciate that.
I always said that. Like if I was building a writing team and they, which is never going to happen. Unfortunately, I have no power.
Nah.
But if they were,
I believe in you. I really do.
I don't know. But if I ever had the power to like assemble a team, it would be like Sarah, Liz, you, and Jeff Joseph.
Hell yeah.
He's so funny. Where is he?
Motherfucker. He's like in.
Is he in Canada?
Vancouver. Yeah.
Wasn't he shooting something?
He was
I thought
shooting
he had moved there.
He did. He like did gain citizenship there and like. I don't know the full.
Is it when Trump got elected?
Oh, that's all right. You can jump to conclusions and
I'm
spread any kind of
sure
rumors out
I'm
here.
pretty sure the Trump administration was a big
boost to get him
factor in
out.
his move, but he also like is working and stuff. But yeah, he's been gone for like almost 2 years.
Yeah, he's so funny.
Yeah.
I just remember me and him were doing an audition for something. I think it was for like Montreal Nasty Show or something. I don't remember. And he had just gotten fired from the Wendy Williams show. I think.
That's hilarious.
I think so. And he said
I
that
love
he said
that
he used
show.
to.
This is a whole new layer of him that I did not know.
I'm pretty sure. I hope I'm not just confusing black people, but I think it was him. I'm like 98% sure it was him. And he said he got fired. He said every morning it took so much time to tape down her dick. They spent so much time doing that, and that was one of his jokes on this set. He probably did that as like a throwaway line, but it made me laugh it was so great.
I mean, she's like fucking 7 feet tall.
Yeah,
she is.
She's huge.
I mean, I kind of love how awful she is, though.
Oh,
she's terrible.
Yeah, and
but
has
that's the
gossip
brand.
for Middle America ladies about people they don't even really know about. Like she'll be like, "Such Jay-Z was at a party and such dropped acid,"
and her audience is like, "Ooh!" Her audience are like the most mindless. Like they clap at every syllable.
Wait, do you remember when she farted on air?
Which time are you?
Oh, is there a lot? I only know one
video of that taking place, but she also fell a couple years ago.
Yes, she did. She
in a Lady Liberty costume. Let's never forget about that.
Yeah, but I just remember recently she had farted on air and she was like this, and then went.
and then she tried to cover it up and make excuses
I think
for
she
it.
did.
It's like, sissy, if flatulence happens to everybody, don't.
I mean, it does though. It's really hard to.
I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often on air.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
Have you ever farted on stage?
No.
You're just scared.
I would be lying if I feel like I would be lying if I said no.
I'm sure I farted on stage.
Okay, so I'll let you in on something.
Yeah.
In my life.
Oh my God.
This is our Wendy Williams portion of gossip.
Wendy
when I would go
Williams.
back in my like early 20s when I was like in college and like going to parties and clubs and stuff, I would like dance on dudes
and then fart on
guys at the club.
Oh.
Now
it's like
I wish I could go back in time.
You don't have to like see them after you finish dancing.
Now do you do it to guys you
and
don't
no
like?
Knows.
Maybe I don't
or
know.
you just
I was
do it
dancing
because
with them. I wasn't going home with them or anything.
Okay, so it wasn't like you were doing it to be spiteful. You just had a fart.
Do a little let it go.
My favorite thing was I was in the gym class the other day and I was going to get a lighter weight and I just walked over there, farted, and then walked back.
Oh
yeah.
Because I left it by someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drop a bomb.
You just dusted.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to be around this.
Oh yeah, it's the best when it's a big room because everyone smells it and they don't know where it came from, and then people get really upset, which makes me laugh to change the.
People
emotion
getting
of a
upset
room.
about anything is amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Especially a fart. Something
A fart.
something as funny as a fart. People get upset.
It really could ruin your day, though, or not your day, but it could really ruin a couple minutes.
Yeah, especially if like your mouth is open and shit. Like
Oh
that's,
yeah, you feel like
that's when you're ready to
everyone's
fight somebody.
shit
Yes.
particles went in.
I walked into my room to dry my hair tonight, and it smelled so bad. I go, did you fart? To my boyfriend. I was like, it smells like salami in here, and it was such a, but it was such a
Not the
specific
good-
stink,
yeah.
and I was like,
Did he take ownership?
I mean, it was him or the dog. I mean,
Oh,
she
okay.
also farts bad, but his farts are worse than hers.
Yeah.
Wow. When your farts are worse than the dogs, it's
I think his insides are
gotta go to
rotten.
the doctor.
I know when
Something
Joe
died
does
in
it,
there.
he always blames it when he ate, as if that's the combo that I need to know the recipe for why it smells
You could-
like shit
well-
right now.
Also, he tells you.
yeah, he's like, that was grapes. I ate grapes earlier, and I'm like, grapes don't.
Maybe
do
he
it.
just
grapes
wants-
don't do that, Joe.
Maybe he just wants you to be. He wants you to be able to replicate the smell.
Yeah,
You had bacon wrapped grapes.
yeah, which is really sweet of him for him to think that I want the recipe for what his turd smell like.
I know some girls don't fart in the front of their boyfriends. I mean, you and Joe are married now, but I mean, like, I'll start out like that, but not that long.
No,
Especially, like, once you go to sleep, your body just takes over. Like, you could hold him in all day, and then
That
at
is
night, you're
the
just like the
worst.
trumpet.
Yeah.
You're just like a trumpet.
it always happens right when you're about to fall asleep, so you also kind of wake yourself up from it.
I think it's the best way to introduce fartings into a relationship.
Yeah,
Just do it in your sleep.
I feel like in gay relationships, farting is the simple sign of like we are not having sex tonight.
okay.
Like there's
Yeah,
a
some
lot,
people
there's
are
something
like
going on in my
that.
system, and we just can't do it.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm
What
only
about-
farting in front of a guy that I don't want to sleep with.
That's true. What about, like,
That is a
can
good
you still do
message.
blowjobs or no?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
That makes sense.
Now we know.
Just another orifice. You know.
Yeah, just not the butt.
Yeah, yeah. It is
I
funny
think
how
what-
close we are to the butthole from.
Yeah, but I think what also he's saying is, like, with gay sex, that's the hole it's coming out of.
That's
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I
only
mean?
one.
So, like, if
Yeah.
I was farting out of my pussy, I probably wouldn't be having sex.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd be like, no, but could you just go
If
down on my
women
asshole?
could shit out of their vaginas.
Oh
I
my
feel like
god,
guys wouldn't care still.
they wouldn't
They
care.
would.
I mean,
not.
obviously not. They're having anal sex
Yeah. Yeah,
they
all
don't
willy
care.
nilly these days. Straight people have definitely taken that over.
Yeah.
Like,
You think
lately.
taking anal sex over?
You guys are appropriating it. That
Are you
is
guys
our.
mad
that
about
was
it?
that was gay culture. I mean, I'm a little ticked off.
I
you
gotta
know?
say, though,
we can't have shit.
I
you
feel
know?
like-
we literally cannot have.
but I
shit.
feel like
That was ours.
I feel like the Greeks were the first ones to do it, and they were
Oh, yeah?
straight.
that
They
makes
dabbled.
sense.
They would-
Maybe.
'cause
I
there
think
were talks
everyone's
that-
been doing anal sex. I don't
Yeah.
know
Yeah,
why
it's
it was
not new.
taboo.
It
It's
goes
not
in a
new.
pendulum swing.
You think so? Just like wokeness?
Well, just like how eating ass is in the lexicon these days.
Yeah.
It-
If you
but
don't
it's
eat
been
ass,
going
you're
on-
you're shameful. A
Yeah.
lot of people shame you now. If you like you're,
I
You're too
remember
vanilla.
one guy was like hooking up with, like, wanted me to do that. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't even like you that much. There's no way I'm
you
doing
can't
that.
just be eating everybody's ass.
No, no,
though.
no, no,
Like
no.
that's
That
the thing.
is- yeah,
You have
that's
to have
like-
some sort of discretion, some
Yeah,
like
you can't
discernment.
do
You have to
that.
be able to like, okay, that guy probably does not wipe.
Oh, it's gonna be like
this
surgery,
guy probably does.
where you're like you can't eat for 24 hours.
Yeah, you have
Yes.
gloves on,
Yeah.
and he's wearing a
Wiping
gown.
it with iodine.
And he's wearing a gown.
Yeah.
Two people are there spreading his ass cheeks after they just poured hot water on it.
Yeah. It's
And also, I'm not gonna eat anyone's ass that doesn't shave.
yeah.
Their asshole.
Because hair traps a lot of things.
Ooh, I remember one time I was doing a podcast with somebody, and this guy told me that he went down on a girl. I don't think he was actually even going down to eat her ass, but he went down to like her pussy, and I guess she must have shit and had like. He said it looked like she had bacon bits all down her legs.
Oh
Whoa.
my god.
I was like, "What did you do?" He's like, "I just kind of came right back up."
I'm surprised that didn't make him gay.
I mean,
Yeah.
That would scar me for life.
he still fucked her though.
Well, sure. Yeah. No, you know what's so funny? When I was like hooking up with girls like way back then, like I knew that I was gay because I literally would only go down on women.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I
you wouldn't fuck them.
No.
Why would you rather your mouth there than your dick?
No. Maybe because I wasn't getting like erect and I was trying to hide it.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I was just
that
like, oh,
makes sense.
I was
yeah.
like, well, maybe if I just go down on her, she'll be satisfied, and then we'll be
And
done.
won't
I pissed off
notice.
so many girls back then.
Did she go down on you?
Yeah, but
Did you come from it or no?
no. Like I feel like I was only
You gave a
getting
lot of-
erect from the contact and not
Yeah.
from like her.
The
Yeah,
emotional
yeah,
part.
Yeah, so it was
Yeah.
sort of like I
You
was
per-
like forcing my dick was like sad, and he was like
You're
I
pep talking
could
it.
hear my dick be like, no, what are you doing?
Those
Like-
Those girls didn't know you were gay, and you just
Probably-
you
they
just
probably
you
did.
just
I don't
gave them
know.
all eating disorders.
I was.
They're like, oh, I gotta go eat
I
everything.
don't know what they knew or didn't know. They probably knew, and they just.
I don't
didn't
even think I
know.
knew what being gay was at 16.
No, I wasn't aware of where I stood.
Yeah.
If you thought you might be gay,
Well, I remember I came to my parents when I was younger thinking that I was gay because I would think about my friends, my girlfriends, but more of like that's all I could think about. And so I just thought that it meant that I was gay. But they were so nice about it.
what'd they say?
They were like, it's okay if you are.
That's
And then-
amazing.
See, women are just great, you know.
Yeah.
You know, you say it to.
I don't know,
You
there's
say it
a
to
lot-
your male fag. You fucking.
No, but that was her family. Some families, especially when we were
Yeah.
kids, it was really not.
Shit, that was my family too.
Yeah.
Was your family okay with it or no?
Certain
So he's-
people more than others.
It's always weird
Yeah.
to me when family is like, well, you're disowned, and you're like,
Well,
Wow.
I didn't really go through that. Like,
okay, because that's always
it's
like
more
that's
of like,
heartbreaking
It's
to
more
me.
of like shit talking. You know what I
like
mean?
behind your back.
Yeah, like I mean, I come from a very religious family,
Yeah.
so like you
I can
know,
see that.
Baptist church going black folks from the Midwest. So like, I know the kind of shit my family talks about one another.
Yeah.
So I know that when I'm not in the room, I'm definitely the subject of the conversation.
So like when they found out, did like people exchange money that had better known whether you were gay?
My uncle came up with a couple grand. Yeah. Uncle, where you get that new chain
But what
from?
about like your
You?
immediate family, like your parents and stuff? Were they supportive?
not out the gate.
Okay.
Like I feel like
I
they
think that
had to
is-
come. My mom had to like come to terms, and my stepdad, I think he's a little more supportive than he like lets on. I think because
Yeah.
he doesn't really say anything.
Because you're also not really his kid.
There could be that, but also. I don't know. I think he may just be a little more supportive, but he kind of
Maybe he's
like,
a little more
He's
open-minded.
a little more open-minded. I think he steps out of that conversation though, just so it can like kind of stay between me and my mother.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. I mean, I've never lost his support for me.
That's
or
great.
So like, you know, I don't really like. I've gotten to the point now because like I'm so much of an adult and I like nobody literally pays any bills of mine, so no one can
Oh
say.
yeah, no one,
Yeah.
no one has any input into your life. like
Exactly.
that.
So I can kind of I can do really whatever I want, you know.
It
so.
just always was sad to me when people were like, "My family disowned me." I was like, "Wow,
It
that's
is
so
very sad.
that's so awful to have to like feel ashamed about this." Because yes, now it's much more acceptable, but like 20, 30 years ago, it was a lot less acceptable. So you have
Yeah.
to go through that, deal with like being uncomfortable in school because kids are mean, and then like you tell your family, and then they reject you, and you're like, "Wow, like what's wrong with me?"
Also,
That should always just really upset me.
I just tell some of these kids, look, I actually did a program. I did a program, and I was supposed to do comedy, but I was supposed to
Yeah.
also like mentor.
I think
like,
that's great.
kids that like that were going through this problem, and I was like, look, you're 15. What's more important to you right now? Who you are or a house?
Yeah.
So you're like, just be.
Just
you got
stay in
3
the
more
fucking
years.
closet until it's time to leave.
Yeah.
I
I
also see
know.
that as a game plan.
Listen, I was like food on the table, or you know, and like the thing is, I walked around with that fear of
Yeah.
getting put out. Now, it did not happen to me,
Yeah.
and I'm thankful for that. But I was scared. I didn't say anything because I was like, yo, they could potentially kick me out. So why don't I just chill?
So, but
They
you
keep
were
it
also
to me.
from like the Midwest and religious.
Detroit, yeah.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
pretty
man.
hard.
That shit, the streets ain't safe.
So I feel like
yeah.
that explains why like it feels like a lot of gay men are successful because it's probably like I need to get out of here.
Hell yeah.
I need to start making my own money so I can do my own life.
By any means.
Yeah.
Like you know, for me, my identity wasn't at that point. My identity, who I wasn't, it just wasn't that important to be telling everybody who I was and what I was doing. It just wasn't that big of a deal to me, you know.
Yeah.
But I look at these young. I mean, the world has changed in the past 15, 20 years. Cause like, I mean, I'm 31, so that's literally, you know, I was
15, 16.
I'm looking at these kids now. You know, all these kids they're going to prom with their boyfriends. All these boys going to prom with their boyfriends and shit.
That's
and
great.
my jealous ass, I'm looking at the internet like, fuck you. All right, fuck
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
I couldn't go to prom
You were-
with Michael and DeWine
Well,
and
you were-
DeAndre. I couldn't
you
go to-
were
I had to go to
trailblazer,
fucking
though.
prom with Stephanie and shit. Like,
Yeah.
mad as hell. You should see my goddamn prom picture. I'm just holding her like, yeah, whatever. Hi, Mom. Yeah, whatever.
You were a trailblazer, though.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
I would like to think that I am, you know.
It's kind of like when your parents are like, I had to walk up to school uphill both ways.
That's
or-
right.
With no shoes on.
Yeah. where-
These new queers have no idea what it's like. They have no idea what it's like to have to fucking watch Queer as Folk late
Oh, I
at
still
night
love that
on
show.
Showtime, and then but have the other channel, the previous channel on Nickelodeon, so you can switch it real quick
Oh,
when your
yeah.
parents come into the living room, so they don't, you know what I mean? You know how many
Queer-
times I got fucking caught watching that goddamn show?
Yeah, that's
Queer-
a lot of mental real estate.
Queer as Folk was a great show.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
what what
Brian.
it's what made
Justin.
me believe white men were attractive.
Ooh.
It was like I
Those
didn't,
guys
They
on
paved
that
the
show?
way.
I didn't have any type of like attraction to white men until I started watching that show, and I was like, oh. I also didn't know white men were gay. I was like, oh, look,
Yeah.
Is
White-
it just because you didn't know any gay white men?
I didn't know any gay men. Those were the
You
first
didn't
gay
know
men
any
I
gay
saw.
men?
Well, okay.
What about in your neighborhood and stuff?
Well, there was a man that hung out with my mom and like my aunts
Mhm.
a lot, and he was just always around, and I never quite understood where he came from or what he did or his relation to anyone. Like,
And he didn't have like any family on the holidays.
I just would always see him at certain like gatherings, and I'd be like,
Yeah.
he's always around like the women in my family, but I didn't really know him that well. I mean, I was a child, you know what I mean? So I didn't
Yeah.
really have like a relationship with him. He spoke to me, I spoke to him. Hello, Mr. Orlando, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I would see him, and then I think I do recall one particular day he brought like this guy with him,
Okay.
and I was just like,
So your family knew that he was gay, right?
I don't know. To this day, I still want to ask my mom, like, hey, Mom, what was up with that guy?
Yeah. Orlando.
It's so weird. Like,
Doesn't it sound pretty
Yeah.
close? It's like, okay, I feel like I'm right in my assertion.
I feel like most times if you're feeling it, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I used to have like crushes on like teachers and shit like that.
but I had a crush on teachers. I think everyone did. Those are like
Yeah.
your role models. Like I remember I had a crush on my neighbor that lived downstairs.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember having a crush on the guy that painted our house.
Uh huh.
And I was really young, and I remember just following him around the house the whole time, talking to him.
And he was just trying to lose you.
Yeah, but then he did. This is how he lost me. He thought I was a little boy.
Oh shit.
So when he said he used a male pronoun referring to me, and I was like, oh.
Chris Hansen just walks in. Like,
Yeah. I was like, oh,
He's huffing paint.
this isn't working out.
You should have just pulled over your underwear and be like, "Does this help?"
But the idea of thinking like when you're that young and you have a crush on an adult, where you're like, what did I think was gonna?
what was gonna
Were we gonna take
transpire?
this to the next step?
Yeah.
That was gonna woo him.
Look at that. What I could do.
That guy's like wondering
People catch you on like talking on microphones.
on
and they're
microphones.
very
like, can I be a
intrigued.
part of this?
They're intrigued. They want
Yeah.
to know what we're doing.
Sorry.
We're talking about.
You just
Do you-
jaywalk, sorry. You get a ticket.
Do you date? How do you feel about dating bisexual men?
Did it once. Enjoyable.
Okay.
Mhm.
I have this thing, like, I have nothing against bisexual men at all. Like, there is a lot of stigma that they catch, you know.
I think so,
because
too.
It's such a double standard with bi men because, like, they're not really, a lot of people don't allow them to be that. They want them to just be gay.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Or
it's like-
straight. Pick a,
And-
like
or,
pick a
or
lane.
Just pick one, and that's
Yeah.
literally not what that sexuality means.
Yeah. It's both.
Per my experience, the one that I had dated, I feel like he wanted to only sleep with men
Mm-hmm.
and
But, like,
be
for-
in relationships with women.
Do you think that was because like other people would see him in the relationships?
I don't know. I can't speak for what his reason. That's
This
just
is
the way
a
I
terrible place to park because we're right by this bar and everyone's outside.
felt. Yeah. Oh my God, sir, please.
Go inside.
Yeah.
You can't.
No.
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 Nope. that's the by guy that I hooked up with.
Oh no!
Now we know.
Why'd you send him here?
That's why he wants to be on the
you-
podcast.
If you
right
ignore
on
it-
time.
It's
He actually
like-
has it. I gave him a feed.
It's
like,
very
today.
Maury of us to be like,
Well-
well, he's here.
Also, though, it is like a Saturday, so it's kind
And
of.
I'm
like
also just this black man in the back seat. They have no idea what it's like. They're looking at. I know the optics of this is.
They
just
think
like,
that we kidnapped you,
yeah.
and now we're holding an interview with you. Oh Jesus! They're all like, get
God.
this guy out of the car and save him.
Okay, thank you, sirs, for moving along. But yeah, I think he just, that was based on the 2 times that we kind of went in and out of dating.
Okay.
I was like, oh, he just would always have a girlfriend afterwards. I'm like, oh, so it's hard for it felt like it was hard for him to really go and get serious with me, but it seemed very easy for him to go and get a relationship.
And
with
I
me.
wonder how much of that was encouraged or
Right.
an effect of like society and
or
family.
society. Yeah, you're
'Cause
right.
I
It's
do-
something I think
I
about, so I
do
never had a
think-
conversation with him.
I do think that in Hispanic and Black families, like being gay is really like just hard because
Yeah.
families are so religious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I can see somebody just feeling like I don't want to have to deal with that,
Yeah.
even if they prefer to be with men. They're
Hell,
like,
being
well,
bi is a blessing. Shit, at least you can say, "Oh,
I have a girlfriend.
yeah," because
Yeah.
there are some men who say they're bisexual and still just are only out here with men, and it's like, well, sir, like,
well, yeah, but I feel
I can't tell you who you're not attracted to, but
Yeah.
the
But they're
numbers
just
the numbers don't add up.
Something's
I think-
not-
if you take a look at this pie chart I
Yeah.
came up with, it says here that you only dated one woman, and that was back in 2011.
yeah, your prom date.
Yeah.
but I wonder how much of that is that person just feeling ashamed, like,
Yeah.
because that's really sad too.
I mean, I think it happens in all cases. It could be that for a lot of people. It can be I'm genuinely attracted to both in other people's
Sure.
cases. So I think it varies from experience to experience. I mean, sometimes I'll be like, man, why don't I like women? And it's not like a self-hating thing.
No, I know.
You're just
it's
curious?
like questioning.
I see
Who you are.
women all the time that I'm like, damn, like she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting
It just
here,
doesn't do it for
nothing.
you.
Yeah.
Nothing.
You know what's weird though? Like I'll see women that are really pretty, and I'm like, I'm not attracted to them, but I bet if we were in prison or on an island long enough, I could
Yeah.
fall in love with them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's
They
like,
are fun.
yeah, they made me laugh, and I don't know. Like
I
I'm
also
not
just love
traditional.
how you have to be incarcerated.
I just think that if I had enough time alone with somebody, I could fall in love with them, even
I
though
just love that extreme.
You're
It's like I
picking
have
those
to
limbs.
be in jail.
Yeah.
I think sometimes people have to go to jail to find out who they truly are. Like I think it would just be a. I don't know. I would be open to it. I'm not traditionally attracted to women, but like.
Mhm.
If one day I fell in love with somebody, I would just do it. And
Yeah.
also, like, if my family would stop talking to me because of it, I'd love it.
Oh
Like,
my
that would just be
God.
bonus.
Listen, I used to have this joke when I first got started. I used to be like, what was it? Oh, coming out to my family was tough, but let's face it, I got tired of being invited to Christmas anyway.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Like, fucking annoying, So,
That's funny.
once the
Yeah.
invitation stopped rolling in, now I can live my life.
You find out who your true friends are. It's a great way to.
But I actually
narrow
also
down the
have like a lot
circle.
of supportive family. Like my aunts are really supportive. My uncles are really supportive. I think that comes from the fact that I spent a lot of time with them when I was younger. So they were
Jesus,
guys.
these kids almost just got fucking hit.
Shit.
That was crazy.
And we would have had to be witnesses. And they'd been like, what were you
There's
guys
video
doing together?
evidence.
Yeah. Well,
Of us.
we haven't video this way, but Jesus, that car almost just hit those 2 kids.
Literally.
That was nerve wracking.
Yeah.
I used to always say that. I wish I was gay so my family would stop talking to me.
Yeah.
Also, you could just stop talking to them.
Also, yeah.
Yeah.
You can cut. Like
My
look,
family's so small, all I have to do is ignore 2 people and that's it.
There are certain.
Easy breezy.
There are certain family members that like hello and goodbye.
Yeah.
Like I do that and I make
Yeah.
it very clear. And my mom is like the peacemaker. Like, well, she in some cases she's like Alex, you don't have to. I'm like, they know I don't fuck with them, and we're not gonna sit here and pretend. Just because we family that does not mean I have to like you.
Oh yeah.
So my aunts and uncles, like I grew up with them. I kind of like they were around. My mom would like leave me like with them a lot when she would have to work and stuff. So my aunt was the best when we were talking about it. When I came out to her and was like talking about it, and she was like, there was a period though where she started to feel guilty because she said to me, she was like, Alex, let me ask you something. You're gay, and I mean, I support you 100%, but I just feel like some of that might be part of like something that I did. Like she started to feel like something she did because she was like, oh, I used to have you like hanging around me and my girls and stuff, and we would like, you would always be around us, and we'd be like drinking and smoking and all that stuff.
I mean, maybe that's responsible for your alcoholism.
Yeah, like I'm a hood rat because of you, but not the gay thing. Like that has nothing to do. You have to explain it. I think a lot of people don't really understand the science behind homosexuality.
Oh,
it's like literally, if you placed a naked woman in front of me, my penis would not move an inch.
Yeah.
It would do nothing. But when you do put a man in front of me, if he looks great, something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's biology. That's not me making a decision. That's my body responding to something.
Don't you wish a little bit you were like, that was what happened that day that I hung out with all of you and you painted my fingernails.
And you're like, now it's your fault. Be like, Mom, get mad at Aunt.
It's like
you had no idea, but yeah, that was
everybody
the day.
tries to find this way to make it about them.
Yeah.
And like, even my mom was like, what did I do? Nothing. You didn't do anything. Like,
yeah.
I wasn't living in your ball sack. You did. Like, I came from my dad.
Yeah.
So you think it was his fault?
It's his. I was living in his testes. You gotta take that up with his shit.
Yeah.
Or is he in your life, your dad, or no? My biological father, I met for the first time, but he's not in my life. And then the guy my dad that adopted me, he died many years ago. So
to say he's in my life would not really be accurate. I mean, he's around, he exists. I know who he is. We have somewhat of a relationship. It definitely went up and down. He went to prison for a very long time. So I was 2, and then when he got out, I was like 11 or 12.
Yeah, that's a long time.
He had gotten married straight out of prison. And
isn't that amazing how like men can just still date in prison?
Yeah, and
like
get
nothing
married.
really changes for them.
All these girls are like, I can't find a man.
Girls
I'm
are
like, you should go to prison.
Yeah, it's like girls.
They're waiting.
Yes.
Girls will really just wait for dudes in prison.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah, this particular lady, I think she had a job that like sent her there, and they met there, and they got married just as he was being released. So by the time he got out, he was living in a halfway house for a little bit.
Gotcha.
And then right into like the house that she was living in. I have a stepdaughter. I mean, not stepdaughter. I have a stepsister and a stepmother. And so there would be times where I would go and stay with them. We would try like, okay, let's try to get you, back. Let's build a relationship and like, have this here. But
did he try and like take you outside and play ball with you? I feel like that's something that dads try and do.
But it was wild about that because my dad did play. He was like a star athlete before he went to prison. He went to college for basketball.
Oh wow!
He fucked up really bad with like drugs and stuff.
Oh, that's
that sucks.
So he messed himself up. But so he thought that he was gonna be able to like turn me into like the second coming of being. It's like, sir, you're a little too late.
Ugh,
like,
so much pressure.
That's a lot of pressure.
Oh no,
for
it wasn't no pressure for me because I would play. Because I used to play basketball like in middle and high school, whatever. But I was just this gay kid still that like didn't want to like and I think he was catching on to those things, and was like getting concerned. And there was even like a blow up moment where I would like stay over there at their house, and I would like be on on their computer looking at all kinds of shit. Like remember Kazaa? Remember that downloading torrent thing that people used to download
and like
music
LimeWire.
from?
Yeah,
I remember LimeWire.
I would download like gay porn on their computer, and I didn't know. My dumb ass didn't
You should have been like me if I had a dad that was around.
Yeah, not knowing about its search history.
I did not know
That's
how to
wild.
delete anything. So me and my mother were literally leaving from like IHOP one random Sunday. And my mother gets a phone call from my father like, there's gay porn on my computer. Is he looking this stuff up? And I immediately lied. I was like, no, it was my stepsister.
Be like, I'm straight.
Her. So like, of course, that made her mad because I'm lying on her. But I'm like 12. I'm like, I'm not about to fucking admit to that shit.
Yeah, that's hard for you.
It was like a whole blow up that resulted in like a lot of like distance eventually, like between he and I. Like he just didn't really know what to do with me. He didn't really know how to handle me. Because it was like he had this son, by the time I was like 2, and then he leaves.
It's
and then he
hard
goes to,
to
prison, and I'm
come
like,
back.
This different guy.
It's hard to come back after you've been away for so long and try and be like
In
an
someone's
authority
life.
figure. I'd be like, dude, I don't even
Right.
fucking know you. Get
Also,
out.
you
I'd be
were
like,
in
get
jail.
out. I'd be like, get out of my house.
Try to put me on punishment, motherfucker. You just got off punishment
Yeah.
for 12 years.
You can never ask somebody if when they get out of prison too if they fuck someone in the ass. You can never ask them that.
You know, I always think about what his experiences were in prison.
I
You know
bet
what
like
mean?
anyone that gets out of prison, I always want to ask them, but it's like the
Yeah.
number one thing you can't talk about.
Yeah, it's like
To
when
me, shit.
But like if I went to prison, even if I didn't fall in love, I'd probably have a girlfriend. Just we've talked about that for security.
I guess
Yeah.
my question for my dad would just be, were you the top or the bottom in the situation if it happened? Because
Interesting.
that would, I mean,
What do you think?
do
Do you think your dad's a
he's
top or a
big,
bottom?
He's a big dude.
Okay.
And he's very masculine and like defensive and strong and mean in a lot of ways.
That sounds like a perfect top.
Yeah, I'm like, you would. I think somebody would try to roll up behind him and he'd be and try to kill them. So
Yeah.
if anybody was doing anything, I think if he was doing anything, I think he'd definitely be the man.
I had this friend in high school that I was like friends with after, and she had this boyfriend that was selling drugs, but like, you know, sometimes when people get just wrapped up in the wrong shit, like he had no family and like his stepfather like got him into doing it.
Yeah.
So that was and he was also not smart at all. Like he went to prison, then he would write me letters just because he was bored in there, and like his penmanship, I forget his penmanship, but the spelling was awful.
Yeah.
And like I always wanted to ask him if he got fucked in prison because he was like a tiny dude.
Oh, you should see my dad's Facebook updates now these days.
Is it religious?
Sometimes, but it's a lot of relationship questions. I'm pretty sure my dad cheats on his wife. Like, I'm pretty sure. Like, he's always raising questions like, say if it's like hypothetical posts of like,
Yeah.
you know,
okay, Dad.
If I'm running down the street and slip into a pussy, is it cheating?
Yeah.
basically, and my dad is not he does not have grammar down. You know, he went to jail when he was like 21, 23 years old.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that's really young.
So like, you know, he lost a lot of his life, you know, early on in jail.
That's really sad.
So I can always, it's so funny too because I can always tell the difference in his posts because I can tell when he's copied and pasted something because it'll have the most perfect punctuation, capitalization, appropriate, everything, like everything's great. But when he's posting, no periods, no
hello.
commas, spelling is all fucked up. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Dad, you are embarrassed. But I look, you know what happens when I see that? It's so funny to watch him like kind of operate now.
Yeah.
And just to see the way he thinks, because I'm like, man, I think we dodged a bullet with him being in jail. Because imagine if he had raised me.
Sometimes I think that when people are sad that their dad left, I'm like, maybe that was a good thing.
That was a good thing.
Yeah.
That was a good thing.
Might have been.
I don't know if it would have
Never
been.
know.
I'm not saying he would have been a horrible father had he been out of prison.
Yeah.
But judging from what I've seen and just the decision making and the thought process, I'd be looking at my mom like, you know what? I think we were better off. And I mean,
I
she
feel
would
like you would
agree.
still be okay because your family seems like they're really together and smart and stuff.
Yeah, my mom was really, you know,
Because like,
my mom wasn't strict, but she was definitely like someone that was, because I was like, I'm the only child, so she was like,
oh yeah,
I was the focus. Like there was
Right.
nobody, and that would get annoying, of course.
yeah.
But she was like, no, you are gonna live the way I need you to live.
Yeah.
Like,
Christ,
yeah,
lady.
yeah.
Oh, no.
And she just
Do you know how many times I've gotten into a fight with somebody for hitting my car?
and she's just keeping
She
it
didn't-
moving.
I know. I
too.
just want to be like,
Like, she
hey,
even turned around
Stop.
and say, yeah.
Hey,
You
lady.
just fucking hit the car.
We got to wrap it up, though.
Also, the license plate on this car says "Be good."
be
I'm
good.
not
While,
even kidding.
be good while she just hit my car a bunch of times.
That's crazy.
It looks like she probably just got into a lift or.
Yeah, I don't think she knows what's going on.
She just gets in the back seat.
That's why I have that shovel in the trunk. Do you know I've actually gotten out into a fight with somebody, an altercation? We didn't hit each other. It was a dude, and
But verbal.
verbal
Responses were
responses.
Adrian, you are so like cool and calm all the time. I can't even picture you like popping off like
Oh
that.
no! What? I am not cool and calm. Once I'm
Well,
nuts.
just in our interactions,
That's true.
I've never seen you once like raise your voice. I've never heard your voice, I think, even go higher than.
Just be in the car.
Yeah, be
okay.
in the car. Also, like I grew up in an
Do you have road
Italian
rage?
family.
You have road
Yes,
rage?
I have an Italian family that's like fighting and screaming. That's the only way they communicate. No,
Yeah.
like I could definitely fight with people a lot.
Yeah.
But you're doing so much cool stuff. Aren't you on Lampoon Radio now?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's
I'm very
amazing.
happy for that.
Thank you.
How do you
That
like the gig?
Well, I was honestly in the beginning. I was really intimidated because I'm not a character comic. I'm not like I didn't do improv. I didn't take any improv classes.
I think just being funny is fine though.
Yeah,
but see,
that's all you
but
need.
again, like when I was like,
You're gonna be
looking up-
like the typical weirdo or like
Yeah.
the dorky dude or
yeah. And I'm like on the cast with a bunch of people, very talented people who practice character work and do all these voices and can sing and all that stuff. And so I felt out of place initially. I was like, okay, what am I doing? Because like I'm just doing. I got started in comedy doing stand up at fucking Broadway Comedy Club. Okay, so like
the highest of the
working
high.
a weird character.
Yeah. I literally had no idea what I was doing when I got started, and so to get called in to do that, I was like, okay, let me figure out who and what I'm going to be or what I'm going to contribute to this because when I'm on stage when I'm on stage I'm not really doing any characters. I'm really just talking about me.
Yeah, but like I think
thoughts.
all of us in general are a character. Do you know what I mean? Like
True.
if you got cast for
on
something,
stage.
like I know exactly what we'd be cast for. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so I think maybe we're not like a stereotypical like I don't know.
No, I eventually got very comfortable, and that's just because of like the people I was working with too made me feel very
That's cool.
comfortable. Everybody worked very well together and wrote for each other very well. So we I had a really good time working on it. We're going to South by Southwest next month.
Ooh,
that's
that's,
exciting. That's a
very
big
exciting.
festival.
It's a very big festival.
We're doing like two live readings of the podcast. We did
Ooh.
one during the New York Comedy Festival, and that was fun.
That's
So, like,
great.
but
Are you
having
gonna
to read in front of like the media and shit?
Oh yeah.
just ignore them?
Oh yeah,
stressful
they
as
don't know
hell.
shit though.
Or big crowds in general, like having just like a read. And, like I'm nearsighted as hell, so like everybody else's music stands with their scripts are like so far, but I'm like the only.
Why don't you
Yeah,
get glasses?
So cool. I have contacts.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'm still like even like.
Gotcha,
like,
yeah, you
but-
can't see
and
close.
I wear it's like my own vanity. Like I always wore glasses growing up. Even when I
Yeah.
first started comedy, I was wearing glasses for a long time. And I was like, well, guys. A lot of guys like really like want to fuck me more when I don't have glasses on. So
Really?
Keep them off.
I get way more guys when my glasses are off.
I don't know. I was
Meanwhile, my mother is always talking to me when she sees me in person, like, Alex, where are your glasses? I'm like, Ma, this is the face you gave me. I didn't come out of you with glasses
I think
on.
you look handsome with glasses or without.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But you're both women.
What does that mean? Our opinion matters more.
It does matter.
Not to
more.
a gay man though.
Well,
But
we're
like I'm just like I've gravitated towards and I've also grown my hair out.
It looks great.
Thank you. I've been trying to like just change up my look so that I can like kind of I was getting bored with like the short cut and the glasses. I'm like, let me go
Yeah.
ahead
He has
and,
a
like,
very
try to
nice
give-
look. Well, tell everyone where they can find you and look you up because we have to wrap it up.
we have
Yeah.
spots.
But we want everyone to come find you on. You
Yeah.
have such great tweets and stuff on Facebook.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always like all of them. So
Thank you.
tell everyone where they can find you.
You can find those horrific tweets on Alex English. The E that spells English is the number 3. That is
Okay.
also the same on Instagram.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Yeah.
Consistency.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
it.
And then Facebook, I mean, I don't even know what my friend limit where it is, but
Who
Yeah.
cares? You don't want more friends
no,
on
on
there.
Facebook doesn't really matter.
So follow
I don't
you on
post anything
Instagram.
like that. It's important, but yeah, for shows and stuff, yeah, I'm always on there posting my shows.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming
Thank
by
you,
with
Yeah,
us.
friends.
thanks for stopping
This was so
by.
fun.
Yeah,
There's
we'll
so
do it
much